PUBG European League all season long.
Let's find
Hello.
out who's up for it this time again. And do you know what? I actually really liked hearing those team comms from Liquid there. And even in all of that madness right at the end, I think it was the one on
Chill.
when it was the Na'Vi Crow Crowd game, and it was in that really strong compound in the west. Even just having the thought to always call out, one left, but just because it keeps you very focused on knowing what's happening and having those overarching voices coming in, it was really impressive that they were able to keep those comms up in those high pressure moments. And you need someone who's got that cool head about them to make those very informed calls.
I think chill was the key word. I'm gonna chill. I love the fact that it's like, go left, I'm chill. It's like, you don't sound very chill. I don't think you quite understand the use of the word.
Usually you used to have a bind in COD 4. In COD 4 you
What's going on down south here,
binds.
by the way? What's going on? What is this?
G2
2 Ents, raise your edge.
G2
What
are
is
their
happening?
own creatures. We don't look at G2 like a normal team. They do whatever they want. It just, no one knows what they're doing.
Where's?
Raise your edge, you're going to prison.
yeah.
Just, why not? But no, it's,
Let's go to
you used to have
some of
binds in
these.
games that used to keep it chilled.
ミリオンゴッ
keep it
ト
chilled.
さん、ナンバーさん、
Spell it
ア
out
ルネン
because
さん、ご紹介ありがとう
honestly,
ございます
it's a weird thing, but it does bring you back a little bit of focus sometimes, just to be able to kind
You
of
had
say that.
lots of that's the Call of Duty 4 in you. That is from the old pro mod days.
Yeah.
All the
Chill.
binds that used to come out then.
Yeah.
You get a frag and stuff like that. Oh my word!
They were team binds, don't worry, no one else saw those. But it was the
Yeah.
old keep it chilled binds, which is, it's good. It's a nice reminder and it keeps people focused on the
Peek you
game.
lose.
That one left. Yeah, you peek you lose was my favorite, but that was still always my bind that I stick to is you peek you lose, all misspelt incorrectly.
Yeah.
So everyone used to get really annoyed by it because they'd try and correct you on one, but they'd realize that, peek was spelled wrong and lose was spelled wrong. Oh, it's just beautiful. You can really, really tell people. Let's have a look at the circle though. Heading right over towards that phase looking compound, isn't it? It's looking nice for a Drayden right nearby. The Knights, this is the one you got to step up here. This is your game to try and deliver on.
This is going on
Triffin,
here.
what is
Hello.
This
this?
is obviously with G2 dropping. He's got nothing. With 2 minutes 30, still not got a single piece of loot.
あんまり、
I think
なんだろうな。あんまね、応援っていう感じじゃないんだよね、PUBG の大会って。全体的に。
Simply put, oh dear. Well, we were talking about G2's weird spread.
俺はニップのチームロゴが好きです。
Southeast side, yeah. So Brex goes well away from the rest of his team. They're caught out.
It's such a strange split.
Ever since they've
ニップの
had
ロ
the
ゴが好き。
Easy 4,
ネクストさん100ビットありがとうございます。セコリンさん購読ありがとうございま
They
す。
have. It has been pretty
クマークン
shambolic
さん
for
購
them.
読ありがとうございます。まあそうだね、どこが強いんだろうみたいな感じか
Looking
な
pretty good here. Still at the top. Liquid on the heels. Not too close by yet though, but they're on the move themselves out of Picardo now.
yeah, they didn't really gain
あでも
too
全
much
体
from
的
that last
に
game.
あん
Got
ま
a
り
few
俺
points
チーム
from
の
it, but
応援ってあんまりしないかも。
the big point chase they're looking towards. Of course, still a long way to go. We'll see how it works out for them. Obviously, this circle favouring FaZe Clan. Fuzzface is in the standard compound. I expect to see the rest of FaZe collapsing too. Drayden also in the same compound, just outside the fields of Pozo. So standard positions, center points for this circle. It's a circle we've seen, trained, practiced. We've practiced casted, because it's been played out so many times. This phase.
Yeah, it's a very common circle now. I think a lot of teams know how they want to rotate around this. This should be one of the games, excluding the southern side of teams, because it's just a weird spread. I'd say everyone else should know their way around this and how they want to approach it. We'll see if anyone set up any sort of
NPL と PEL は本当になんか上位のチームが安定してるかイメージあるわ。
Up straight through the middle of Team Liquid and actually almost jumped ahead of them. Team Liquid are still kind of in this weird wide spread. They tend to play down the hill from Power Grid and then shift up to the dip by Power Grid if they get away with it, but I don't think that's going to happen. Gamer Legion have read that well and sort of jumped the gun on them. The Knights are going to stick with a 2-2, I think.
でもなんか今までって
3-1. There's two compounds that split
結
that
構
road.
G2 とかニップとか
Edging the
が
bets on which side the circle may pull. Of course, we could still go way up north into
上位に絡んでて、あ、でもまあエンスが今回低いのか。フェーズはここ最近はなんかあーって感じだった気がするけど、フェーズ2までかな。フェーズ2はなんかあんまりだったよね。本当に安定してるのってどこだ？リキッドとナビも安定して出てきてるっけ？毎回。
got a bit of attention earlier. That could have been from Simsy too. Car 98 to hand.
TSM は
Pressure on and again.
割と久しぶりじゃない？てかなんか TSM のロゴ若干傾いてんだけど。何これ？あ、全部傾いてる？なんか全部傾いてるロゴ。何これ？
That crate. Don't know whether FaZe will find that one. I think we might see it coming into play more in the next circle.
TSM はチームソロミットだ。もともとロールのチームだから。あ、そうだよね、確かロールのチームなんだよ。
I mean, that is the other area, right? Goes in towards Death Valley.
Can do. Opting for it early as well. G2 ends. This is just a horrible battle in the south. It's very unpleasant in the fact that no one's going to make it out easy from this. Yas has got this old M16 with a red dot on it. It's, you know what I mean? Like, you look at it and just thinking, no one's happy with that loot.
No. This is Chris's position around the side with the minis worked out. It's secured points.
フェーズはフェーズ2。
And hence, well, I'm afraid you boys are going to be playing in 2 weeks' time in the relegations.
あれでもフェーズって、あ、でもそうか、フェーズって世界大会に絡んでる試合だけ見事に落ちたんだっけ？あれ出てきてたっけ？一番最後に世界大会出たのいつ？すげえ昔な気がするんだけど。
And T-Bone, oof, just got away with it.
Yeah, and these guys are pretty far out as well. They're not, they're in the circle, but they're super far away.
Yeah.
So again, we've had some really weird scuffles now on the outskirts of this map. Obviously, that G2 battle is one of them, and that's a little bit more curious too. Just very far in the south.
Idol 強いよな。
Maybe saying, all right, let's actually start looking late game here. Let's look beyond what's just in front of us. And again, Game Legion, nice little position they managed to pick up. Just to the southwest of Power Grid. As you said, they might have maybe skipped a little ahead of Team Liquid, but Liquid seem happy enough. They've got a bit of a split themselves going on. FaZe in traditional position. This is kind of...
Ah,そうか、GLL で優勝したのか。
Yeah, absolutely. Especially in the center points. It's almost tried and tested, as we say. Krokran have got the hill, so TSM would favor that. You can see TSM have gone for this spread instead around the valley area. Just covering off if it does pull up to the north. Eastern side, so still a long time. Ents have decided to back away from the rest of G2, and it's just these two teams down south waiting to get in the circle.
Yeah, weird game so far, at least on the outskirts, right? That's the weird thing for me, is it's just a little strange, but we will see where the circle goes. This is where it gets fun. This is where teams can have their, you know, nose put out of place if it does go a little bit skew-if, but for now, I'm just looking across the board. We might see Nox here or there. You know, that FaZe compound. There's a lot of teams looking for it, and that's a pull-up. Vazku. Gemty's there, and he's made noise, so it's not subtle. He's letting Vazku know, hey, buddy, you're not alone.
Looking for an underhand, thinking he's going to get pressured, and he is. If he doesn't turn around, look out the window. Someone's coming. There we go. T-Bone pulling in. He's got support arriving as well. Ibby's just come across. That's going to be a little underhand nade out the back. Banks it off the corner. That's going straight towards T-Bone. Doesn't catch him, goes into the building. Ivor coming in as well. Second nade goes out from Gemty. He's got one answered straight to him. He's decided to maybe push it out the window. 3 members N47. Jeems now looking to come across. He's repositioned to get an angle on the back side.
なんか PEL の選手って全体的に窓ジャンプ好きじゃない。窓枠引っかかるのすげえ好きだよね。
Gemty now reigns in the fire. That barrel does well, but it doesn't do well enough to get the kills. But here comes the pressure back. Vazku's still trying to hold the front side of this compound.
Quickly going to get in. Can he get the revive off in time? I'm not too sure. Gemty this time is going to go onto the roof. It's a big play. He's going to just get a peek around the side here. They're not going to be waiting for it. Get a quick gun down. That barrel could do some serious work. And Gemty, absolute monster plays from the lad. Vazku gets one down, but it's quickly answered, and N47 are gone.
Oiby's barely alive though, isn't he? Any fire coming in, he's in a bit of danger. They want Gemty back up though, and I don't blame him after that sort of performance. Did eventually get knocked, but the damage he did was just... he couldn't recover from it. Southern circle shift here, moving everyone slightly further down south.
Right, he's been finished and gone, so he's left by FaZe Clan. They've abandoned that. I think Uber... oh no, Uber's there. Maybe trying to get him back on his feet, so he will get recovered. But now you look at that fight for the compound there for Team Liquid, and it actually kind of works out because...
ニグボさん、購読ありがとうございます。シャケムニエルさん、握り拳さん、購読ありがとうございます。闇姫さん、購読ありがとうございます。
miffed about that one, I think. But they actually do get him back on his feet. He's been
なんかフェーズってさ、
got him back up.
一番最初の方って FC じゃなかったよね。
Not too far behind them, should I say. And you look centralized. Gamer Legion, DA, and Liquid hold the kind of, I guess, the trifecta.
Look at that
central
widespread.
area.
Look at the widespread they've just gone to. So they've obviously they were 4 in a compound a moment ago. They just fought off N47 and they've instantly spread their wings quickly. Samty goes up the hills. Gemty stays around that compound. Jeems goes to the next compound down the road at the crossroads.
なんか FC になってからすごい慣れなくてさ。すげえ慣れなくて。なんかめっちゃ弱そうに見えるんだよな。
Everyone's going to have to keep that in mind now. Already reciprocity on that road by Picardo. You've got TSM very far out as well. They're going for a very long play on this.
FC ってなんだろうな。すごいんだよな、なんか違和感が。
The rest of their team is split up as well from so they're not as that 4-pack rolling around. Crow Crowd deciding to cut in a little bit earlier than FaZe here on the west. They could be looking for that slow playing towards Raise Your Edge if they decide to go up that road.
TSM are doing almost identical rotations to what they did when they won that game. And as of reciprocity, the only difference is that Nelos is in the
G2 とかニップとかがやっぱ強そうだわ。あ、ナビも表記変わったよね。
Down the south side. G2 did similar last time, but obviously with their drop down south, it's put them very much out of position.
ナビもさっきなんか変 NV とかじゃなかったっけ？ナビはやっぱりナビって書いてないとな。TSM だからもう強そう感半端ねえわ。個人の感想です。
Yeah, and also bear in mind it could still look a little north. The power grid's not out of possibility. Navi's still up there, the Knight's still up there.
That would be a big yoink if it goes up there.
Yeah, a lot of teams have banked on it going south here. If it does go back north,
ニップとかもう超強そうだもん。
That's the big one. That's what can happen here.
俺はウェルカムトゥーサウスジョージも好きでしたけどね。
You know, Liquid, G2, N7, Raise Your Edge, Crow Crowd, FaZe, Reciprocity to a lesser degree. It's a big chunk. Let's see where this goes. And back we go.
あ、今のいいな。今のいいな。
Chunk. Let's see where this goes.
Back
we go, boys.
That's okay.
All right,
everybody, back in your cars. Let's go back north, back to the compounds you've just left. FaZe's compound wide open on the road. Desperados might find that one. The Knights prime position. Yeah,
they just roll off the hill. They're happy with that one. Liquid pulling everyone back together, maybe to get ready for this hit. And it seems like whenever the circle kind of does make those bigger adjustments or it puts Liquid in a maybe
PEL は本当なんか新参者を許さない感すごいわ。
Seven not too far away. They're going to get fire from across the road. That could be from Knights or Gamer Legion. And everyone's trying to pile into this. Tixu on the reload just as 60 goes past. And Raise Your Edge. No, already losing on 60 again.
They were close. FaZe passing by them as well. Timmy's there. Fuzz and Mexi. That's a slow pull-up from Mexi. Going for Timmy. Gets himself the kill. May well go for the flush. He has. He realized that Crowcrowd were a long way from this one. Flush out the point. Not a finished brother.
Now the nade could come back in. Nuki's not far from this, but I like it. He knew that most of Timmy's bullets went towards Fuzzface in the car, so there'd be a limited time on the, you know,
あれ CC ってこれどこだったチームだっけ？あ、あれか。ウィンストライク。
I'm going to point out, obviously, FaZe, you wouldn't ordinarily go for this. This is clearly a big play. Mexi saw it, obviously, how it's going to work out, and they are at the top of the table, quite secure at the moment.
Yeah, they are certainly safe. Knights finding 6mo there. That's a flush as well. DA sending it right past them. Huge moves from DA. And Mexi finds Nuki too.
That's
What's
massive,
going on?
Massive points for the Knights, that is. They want all they can get from this one. Beautiful Death does get knocked and finished off. And
あれ誰かさ、誰かさ、あれミクセイとメクシーって別人？誰かがミクセイって言ってた気がするんだけど。最近記憶がね、最近じゃないなもう。ここ1年ぐらいもう記憶が。
Mert's going to get the heel off, but I'm still not sure he's going to get to that shack in time.
No, I don't know. And this is only the Knights. There could be more. Mert makes the final dash.
誰かがミクセイって呼んでる人いた気すんだよな。誰だっけな。
So Navi have gone for a really greedy spread in this next circle, obviously based on the fact they will still are up in the north. Bestalosh. He's driving straight up to 3 FaZe members. Bestalosh is not going to be long in this world.
No, I don't think he knows it either. He seems to be looking the other way, and he might have heard steps now because Uber and 80 are pretty close by.
そんな気がしてき
Vestal,
た。
she's in danger.
He's going on the van as well. He's just drove up with.
Yeah,
that's not going to work out.
Big misread from Bestalosh or whoever called for him to go out there. It was a nice idea to get the land grab on it, but you know, practically speaking, not going to happen. Mexi finally gets punished.
Revenge from Tixu. Yeah, and they were way out, still in the blue,
Tix.
still at the Ladrilera. Easy for me to say. TSM have gone into the power grid. NIP are in their usual building up here. They've just left it. And they are in the open. Does Michael know? Does he see? Does he hear? Don't think so. Don't think he's aware of it. Where do we go? Is he going to yoink up to power grid again? No, it goes to FaZe's compound. So Desperados managed to get back in there. And that was the compound FaZe clan were in. They decided to rotate south. They are on that hillside though, and that's a strong position still up on the hills. Rage going to try and challenge them up there. Go for those little shacks just outside the hill area. Team Liquid sending it into the fields. This is not good territory.
No, it's not, but I guess that's the best they can do here. I don't think they're going to make it through anywhere further towards Monte Nuevo. So you can see the Desperados put 2 more of their chess pieces on the board, put them in towards the compound that FaZe so often takes. FaZe left relegated towards the hillside. Not exactly what they want, but it's what you're going to get. NIP, TSM, they're on the move. Not G2, well yeah, it is G2. And Reciprocity and Gamer Legion very close by.
It's a brazen spread from FaZe as well. Now with that kill down, that's some big points for Gamer Legion instantly. As they get Reciprocity caught out. Ints will finish off Crow Crowd. There was 2 members remaining. That was down in Monte Nuevo. So Gamer Legion collecting points, which is needed when the Knights have just collected a few themselves. Raise Your Edge are the team that's still lacking. They have a relatively decent position though for this circle as it stands. We could, of course, see it pull away. TSM, they're pulling up on Navi in the north. Pokemon, the only man there, has got cover fire from a doozy up on the hills. And, well, FaZe Clan also laying the cover fire down from the side position, which is why you see Michael getting himself a knock. Pokemon, they go for the peak.
Yeah, Pokemon needs to buy time. He needs to do something to try and stay alive for himself. The rest are on the way, but he's got the whole of TSM at his door. The detonate does help out. It buys him a couple of seconds here. Where is the support going to come from, though?
Oh, he's going to get a peek around the side. Did Rory see him?
Aduzi's there.
I think Rory maybe saw him. Yeah, Aduzi's coming charging down. He's looking for more kills. Still at the top of that table. G2 does not work out for them, by the way. They've gone down to NIP. Over on the eastern side, I should tell, you can see it in the picture-in-picture. Reciprocity, Gamer Legion and NIP all clashing outside the power grid.
Well, they've made it past. That's a big nade from Aduzi to find Iroh. Pokemon takes the timing now to try and make a mad dash out of there. Has to try and readjust position, because otherwise he was done for.
This is a battle between 3rd and 4th, and one that TSM look to be losing at the moment. It's not really working out for them. FaZe took down Michael. And Doozy's nade. Looks like Iroh. Are they going to try and revive him? No. Tries to get a peek, and Rory got knocked in the process by Ultrastar. That's not great for them. So Gustav, now the last man standing, is going to try and hold the door. Pre-fire onto Pokemon Louis. They're going to go for the peek and the double angle round. Navi taking 4 members. Well, angle round. Try and hold the door. Pre-fire onto Pokemon Louis. They're going to go for the peek, the double angle round. And they will get it down. So Navi taking 4 members. Well, technically they took 2 members of TSM out because they got helped. Bjorn's in trouble.
あまりにも多すぎる。何かとは言いませんが、あまりにも多すぎる。あ、そう。あ、この人じゃねえのか。
It's the Knights that got the knock, and instantly they're looking up the hill to try and get it because they realize that is Gamer Legion, which since the instant they saw the knock there, all of the Knights turned around to look towards this hill and try and punish them as best they can with the blue pushing on their backs.
Yeah, time to run. Shiv's in a world of trouble. Here's Gamer Legion to the left, NIP to the right, and the Knights further in front, and it's a mad grab on who gets the points for it. And it looks like it was Hamster in the end.
How quick are they going to be to react? There's Wanted. He's instantly got up there, gets Hamster down. Gamer Legion turn. They know they're in a fight with one of their points chasers, but NIP instead will massacre them the second they come over the brow of the hill. And Mac and Dark and Bjorn, the last 2 standing, looking down towards Drayden, looking down towards anyone, but the blue is going to do the job for them.
Yeah, blue in the end as well, just bandages there. Bjorn does go down. Mert's going to try and yoink that one. Back in dark, trying to stay alive. You might be able to get a couple of seconds, but it's not worth giving these points to the Knights, even though you're going down in like 11.
It's 5-kill game though. They've got 5 points from it, so we'll see how it works out. The Knights, of course, have picked up a few as well. Razor Edge on the move. The circle has pulled very much to the other side of the road. It's unusual. We see it going this way, but FaZe Clan instantly sending for the ditch. Razor Edge across. Desperado still yet to make the move. They chose to hang it out and try and get the kills, but it hasn't worked out. And now they're going to have to make a horrible run over this open road.
They are, and Liquid are making a run now. Team's already in, but looks like they're looking for something else. Samty,
We got to 7.
Gemty, where are they heading off to?
They have just seen 7 engaged in a fight. Now there's a knock coming in there. The nades are coming down. We're looking towards Razor Edge. They've just been called out. Coldamenta goes down. He did get Mert in the process, but Mert's got Metralius to revive him. Just off the side, he's burning, he's burning. He's going to be safe, I think. I think he's going to be able to survive it. Yeah, just about hangs on. Is anyone coming in? Lynx is coming in, yeah.
Yeah, Metralius needs to get ready for this one. He knows he's in danger. He's had fire from Menox the whole time as well.
本当に国の色って出るな。
Actually, by proxy of safety from the Desperados, he might be kept safe in that little shack.
The Knights have actually got a knockdown onto Buster as well, so that's going to be finished off. They've
常に打ち合ってるし、パルスの端が多すぎる。
A lot of points in this one. That's not good for Razor Edge, who are down to 2 already. FaZe now challenging Pokemolodoy, catching him off guard.
熱いよ。いや、多いんだよな、いちいち。まあ今のはちょっとわかるけども。 多いんだよ。
Really nicely done with the support of a tree. They had to make the play for sure. They had to make the push, but you could have hoped for a little bit more there. Simsy down to a flash, banking that finds Menox.
Yeah, look at the smokes. I mean, the problem is this was the problem with Desperados not moving from that compound along with Razor Edge and FaZe. As soon as they come dashing out the hills, they probably should look to do the same. But the fact is now, because they didn't, they got to run into Razor Edge. Now, while Menox is one of the few players there, that was a good flash. Actually caught him. It's going to be a horrible push going across the street. I don't know if there's too many looking their way, though, as Senya sees all of NIP.
この人の名前何だったっけ？ケヒだっけ？
None the wiser. Now they will be. Spray from Senya does connect towards Miraku, but you still have plenty of players you could put pressure on towards Na'Vi. But this little ridge line is actually quite nice for them.
We're seeing more and more mollies used, aren't we? It's getting very commonplace now. I love it. Getting to see a bit more utility in there. Pokemolodoy joins him. Aduzi's still hanging back, so he's going to be looking to get involved up on the hillside. Still trying to keep cover on FaZe Clan. Menox was taken down in the process, so Lynxy now the last man standing for Razor Edge. They've still got a big fat 0 from this game as well in the top 10. As the Knights and Team Liquid now have to move. The South Shrink is going to pull away from them, so they have to make their way up north. Knights can back away. They can go up towards Makandak and into the hills. Team Liquid, it's going to be a tough run.
多分フラバン使う人が増えたのは、フラバンの評価も上がってるのかもしれないけど、純粋に投げ物の種類が減って、種類じゃねえ、ポップが減ったからな。グレーの。そういうところもあるんだと思う。
And now will get taken down. Commentator's curse, whatever you prefer. As Gemty gets the headshot on him. Now they're looking towards the Knights. The Knights for themselves are on the move.
Yeah, Knights looking for their way out. They're going to send it right towards the foot of the hill, over towards the NIP side here. Makandar can probably see that one. Drayden's made it. So the call can be made that, hey, we can at least come towards this if we need to.
This is a circle we had at the Grand Slam, right? I believe it was, with the Rumblers versus Na'Vi.
Yeah, I
seem to remember.
The hillside looks
yeah, the hillside. And Knights are actually, NIP and the Knights are kind of in the position that Na'Vi were in when they won the game last time in that matchup against the Rumblers. Senya, though, doing some work from that hillside. NIP losing another once again to a knock. This time they're going to try and smoke it out. I don't think they have an angle to finish him.
No,
they found Makandak in the hill.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh, Liquid sending it down south. Metralius gets one, but Desperados are right on them.
Yeah, it's who gets these points for it. Metralius is popping up against the Desperados. And the swift little pick up there for Znark towards James in the end. That was a flush on both, actually, for the Knights. So they're getting points for this. This is a big battle for the Knights. They got 4 alive. This could be the game they were looking for, finally.
They got 2 Desperados down, I think it was in that. No, 1.
ナビじゃなくて全員出場は元の G2 じゃね G2 は当時のメンバーが全員でしたけど、ナビはセニャとアドゥージじゃなかったっけ出てたのって。あれアドゥージ出てたっけセニャは出てたの覚えてるけど。
mopping it up.
The points for the Knights are big. Drayden caught out. He goes down. A doozy also caught out by Wanted.
ポケモンみたいな人
So
と
quickly answered back. 6 kills and
ベ
counted
スト
for
ロッチはいなかった
Na'Vi.
気がす
But
る。
it's the Knights that are looking to benefit from this with DA on their backs.
Yeah, and honestly, out of all the teams, the Knights could really do with a big game here. Game of Legion are probably sweating bullets now. It's like, oh wait, we've got someone else turning up. Uh-oh, that's going to be a big race for the end.
The game that's sweating, but the team that's sweating bullets right now is Razor Edge.
Yeah,
because they've
very
had
true.
0 once again from this game.
Yeah, you're right.
DA are picking up another, what, 4 or 5
oh,
kills
wait, hold
at
on.
least.
FaZe are moving in towards Na'Vi. Uber from the low ground catches up Pokemon all the way. I think Na'Vi standing is only Senya here. I'm
Uber
pretty sure
今
Doozy
レッツビル
already
逆
was
三
knocked.
角だ
Yeah,
った
there's the flash from Fuzzface. And Uber's hunting, man. He wants that kill on Senya.
Yeah, he's the last man up on the hillside. He's trying to back away from this one. FaZe looking to try and sweep out. They know that if they get him down, they've got the entire northern side of the circle
Mark said
themselves.
that
Desperado
guy
still
was
making moves on DA down south.
あ、イビザ
Trying to
イ
get
ビ
the
ザ
flank around.
出て
You
るよ
can。see them in the picture in picture there. Murta's got outside this shack
多
to
分
try
死
and
ん
give
だけ
a
ど。
little bit better of an angle.
熱
Senya
い両
finds
方
the
強
shot.
え
Can't quite finish it. Sheer
登場
firepower in
人
the
物
end
みん
winning
な
the
強
day.
え。
Yeah, this could be the end of DA now. The Knights are above them. Desperados below them. Desperados need to make a move towards them, though. This ridgeline can only keep them safe
エイ
for
ム
so
も
long.
完璧に見えたけ
You
ど
can
な
see
今。
that smoke. Yeah, they're putting it up now. They know there's pressure from above. I think the hillside might just be keeping them safe, but if the Knights overextend, but the Knights need to worry about FaZe now.
Yeah.
That's their bigger threat.
Yeah, they've just turned their attention FaZe's way. Uber's catching shots on Wanted, counting nothing. 8 kills and counting for FaZe Clan. Looking to extend their lead over Team Liquid in that #1 spot and really take it by storm, it seems. This will push them to, I think, nearly close to 40 points ahead, maybe, which with just 4
いや、選
games
手まで知らな
remaining
い
is
や。
a
他に選手
monster
なの
lead for the Phase 2 champions, the Grand Slam
PUBG だった
champions.
ら、ちょ
Will
っと
they be
高めがやっ
Phase
ぱ
3
多いかもね。
champions? Back to back would be beautiful.
Yeah, as Nox getting closer down that hillside,
Oh, Simsy.
Simsy trying to land the big shot. If he gets it, that's a big knock as well. That could be go time for them. It's a bit of a standoff between FaZe and Desperados, and the Knights actually turn attention towards DA.
Yeah. But Desperados have sort of flanked away from them and pulled away, so it is down to Pittsburgh Knights to try and catch them, and they know that
They're
Shaq
back.
is out of position. The nades are just rolling up to it, but they're never not gonna get anything in there. DA will flank down, they're gonna go low, and they're trying to flank around in towards the backside of Desperados. It's not as open as they wanted, and it's gonna be 1 for 1. Wanted an Ultra collecting the kills.
Yeah, 4th spot, not bad, but you're looking for a little bit more here, and we are down to 3 teams. We have the Knights in the
この
south,
範囲で
FaZe in the
3チーム
northeast,
9
and the
人生存。
Desperados in the west. And you can see the Knights trying to split themselves up here, trying to cover as much ground and make sure they get some vision on this, some control, but it's a big no man's land in the middle now.
A 3v3v3. You love to see it at this stage. Fuzzface was trying to get a flank around, but instantly was
まあ
shot
で
out
も
by
真ん中
Real,
がだい
so
ぶ開けた
not
ポジ
being
ション
as
だしこん
sneaky
な
as he
もんか。
wants, but the circle goes to FaZe Clan.
For our Desperados, time to fight the Knights.
Yeah.
That's what you got to get ready for. It's you got to be able to manage what's in front of you and see who's the best challenge for you to take. And it looks like probably the best option for the Desperados is
PL 見
that.
てると
I don't think the low ground runs around the other side. So
コメン
again,
ト
let's
欄
see
に
what
出
the
てく
Knights do
る
here. What's their option? They've got to know the team. Okay, well the team in the southern
え
side
も
is
うと
probably
も
likely to push towards us.
海外っぽくなるな。
He's got an open angle
Hard
onto
to-
Tommel. Took us a lot of damage and instantly sees all the members of Desperados looking their way. The Kar 98 shot just flashes past. But now Desperados is making the push.
Big
Snark's the man
rating.
up close and personal to try and keep them at bay. Reels is going to get an angle in a second. Snark
Dude.
unable to find the headshot that he was looking
FaZe
for.
will push this. FaZe are looking like they want to push it as well. I like what Wanted and Reels are doing. They're kind of leaving Snark to die here. He's
done it,
delivering though,
yeah.
which is so surprising. Because the right
Just
move
in
for
time
FaZe
to smile.
is to crunch down towards the Knights as soon as they engage towards the Desperados. But I feel like the Knights might be aware of this. Snark just needs to buy time
They've-
if he can.
They've just left Snark to it, yeah. He's the man that's just going to keep them at bay. Sims is going to try and get up and get the revive. He knows he got a hit on him, which means Reels has come around to cover him off. They can't quite push onto Uber, so Ice is going to get the revive back on Uber. So we may well be back to a full-on 3v3v3.
Yeah, Snark's going looking though. He wants a bit of this, doesn't he?
Look at Tommel. Tommel's gone to the crate. He's got an angle up to the crate.
Yeah, Tommel's found some room. Reels covers them up. And there's the 2 shut down. That's going to be the Knights delivering on the southern front. FaZe are dying to get involved in this. But do they know where Tommel is? Surely with that sort of HP, they've got to have worked it out.
That's 11 kills for the Knights. Big points. Raise your edge. They're in danger of slipping into relegation. They have slipped into relegation. The question is, can DA catch them now because they're getting closer and closer. But the Knights, this is a massive performance. It may put them back above Game of Legion.
最近界隈あらゆる界隈でファズフェイス推しすげえワンシーズン前は超多かったイメージあるんだけど最近あんまり見ないな。それでも好きな人はいっぱいいるだろうけどなんかすごいファズフェイス言われてた時期あったよね。
Wanted finds first, that's a big knock coming around. Wanted gets a second. Oh, Uber strikes, gets them down. Tommel from the back though. We're into a 1v1v1. Tommel versus Aitzi, and that's going to be Desperado's gone. Sorry, the Knight's gone.
Yep. Tommel's got the car. Tommel, are you mad? No, what are you up to? What are you doing? He's actually made it to the rock. Oh my word. Okay, AT, how good are your names? That could roll right to the lap of Tommel. That could be job done. No, he stays alive.
He's got three more. He's got three more.
My word, Tommel, no meds left either. He is down to 22 HP. That all he's got is the tick of the stim. That's it. And the nades, every time he nades, he's peaking that ridgeline. Keep in mind. Tommel's closer to the circle center. I would say that.
もうちょっと早めに投げていいと思うけど。
Aitzi has to leave this position of cover. First finished off. One more nade.
This better be big, Aitzi.
That looks like it's banked well. It's going to bounce around the side. Remember, there was no health. Yeah, Tommel gets caught out. Nicely played by Aitzi and FaZe Clan.
ファズフェイスの強キャラ感マジやべえ。何やっても弱くなさそう。
Felt like the vibe at the start of the day, and it feels like it might be the case here. But really well played at the end. They handled the pressure well from both sides. Got to say though, the Knights, big pressure from them.
全てにおいて最強感出てる。
Definitely a 10 kill.